Hello everyone and welcome to Justin's Review. My name is Justin and today we are going to be racing the new black Mercedes AMG F1 car here that was released in today's 1.06 patch. And I thought of making a video on it because it's just an amazing looking car and it's a quick car as well. So we're going to be racing it with, of course, the one and only Lewis Hamilton. As we go through the suits now, they seem to be looking good. Just the helmet of Lewis Hamilton that has been changed just yet, but we're going to be racing around Austria in a 25% race against the 108% AI on strict corner cutting rules and no assists. So let's see how it goes.
Welcome to Spielberg for another exciting Formula One race. This circuit is renowned for its backdrop, surrounded by natural beauty. Well, it certainly is an idyllic destination for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of Turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, just edging out Alexander Albon, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel and Bottas, Stroll, Ocon, Perez and Carlos Sainz, Grosjean, Norris, Kevin Magnussen and Ricciardo, Russell, Latifi, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen. Gasly and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Right, so as Crofty there said, we're gonna go racing. It's dry. We are going to the softs to mediums, box around lap 10, and put 1.5 liters of fuel on the car. So as the lights go on, we have 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights, and it lights out, and away we go, and we get a super start already into P2, challenging Max Verstappen into turn 1, but we're forced to cut the corner and cut off Alexander Albon there. And from P5, I believe, or P4 on the grid, we are up into P2. Now we just have El Verstappenino in front of us. And it looks like the Red Bull got a bit of a buff, at least around this track. It seems to be quite strong in this track, at least, because they had like a 1-2. So yeah, so we go into hyperdrive, and really we're just trying to close in the gap and try and not pull off the error I've been doing on the majority of my videos so far, was show full uncut laps, which just made it really boring to watch and really long. So this is a short video of everything, and we set the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 5.8. So going through up here is the yellow flags behind it. That's actually my teammate who's retiring from the race. And as we go into here, Verstappen locks up and we hit the back of him going in to turn 3, and we check and we have front wing damage. This is going to not affect us too much, but we go down the inside of Max Verstappen anyways and pretend that didn't happen, and we get the move done into P1. We lose the back end and we check and we don't really see any visual signs of front wing damage as we skip on to lap 7 already. There wasn't really much happening. It was just me in front of Verstappen pulling away. But then the two Ferraris, as you can see, Leclerc and Vettel, are now behind me. As Leclerc tries to go down my inside here, we give him a bit of a squeeze there, and we give him just enough room, but we manage to keep our position in P1, so no one has topped our fastest lap so far, proving that our fastest lap was godlike. And Leclerc going down the inside here, he's not alongside me, so we're allowed to take the racing line, and we do, and in doing so, we actually screwed the AI over, and now the gap is 1.3 seconds, and we just need to run away with it. But as you can see from this corner, we completely bottled the corner, and now that 1.3 second gap has turned into a 1.1 second gap because they were running side by side. But moving on to lap 10, where we're going to box, we have the advantage because we don't keep it within the lines. We go out wide and then cut back in, but we nail the pit entry, and we're going to change the front wing, even though it did really affect us too much pace-wise. We were managing to stay in front. We just want to, be able to have no handicap really going into the rest of this race. We're not held up by any stretch of the imagination, but now we've got to pull up our socks, pull up the sleeves, pull up everything, and chase after the leaders. P1 is my goal, but I'm happy with our podium. So we go back into hyperdrive for the next couple laps at least, just to show our real progress. And going into here, actually, at the right turn, we almost run the back of George Russell there, as you could see, going really quickly. And we're actually catching up to Alexander Albon really quickly. As you can see on the top left, the pace is fluctuating between 1 second and then 9/10 now, so we're within DRS, and now we're only going to get closer and closer, as right around here, we're close enough to suggest, okay, we're going to get a move done. And ironically, it's the corner where Alex Albon got taken out by Lewis Hamilton, unfortunately, just 4 weeks ago, actually, just a month ago. And we completely send one down the inside, and we get the move done, but then Alexander Albon gets a switchback on us. We use our overtake. Rich Mix, we think about going down the inside, but he actually gives us a little bit of squeeze and closes the door, really, if anything. So that's not really nice. I guess it's payback from twice that we took him out already, back in Brazil and in Austria. So now moving on. No, we're not moving on to the next step. We're gonna actually stay because I believe we get the move done soon. And as Jeff said, Verstappen has an issue with his car, meaning he will be so. Meaning that really we just need to catch up to the Ferraris. And no one's challenging us behind, so now we're just really running away with these group of leaders as we fake to the outside and then go down the inside, or actually I should say outside, and we break, but he tries to outbreak us. We hold it around the outside. We don't get the DRS though somehow, but we don't need the DRS since he's far away, and we have lots of overtake just in case if he ever does come back. So with 5 laps to go, sorry, we're going to need to do some catching up. Now, will we be able to catch up? That we'll have to find out as we go into hyperdrive with 4 laps to go. Making this very dramatic, as I'm sure you can hear. But right now, my main goal is to get a podium. I know getting P1 won't be likely with this level of difficulty on the AI and the minimal laps to go. So we're catching up though. If you look on the top left, we are now with the DRS, and Verstappen now is being overtaken by Leclerc, meaning that it's just him in between us of a podium, and we lose the back end completely there going into turn 1. We put on overtake mode, DRS, rich mix, and we go down the inside here into turn 3, and we get the move done into P3. Now, will we be able to get P1 or even P2? But we get a scruffy exit getting out of there, and we are all over the back of these two Ferrari boys. 5/10 is the only thing separating us all at the moment, as we go back in the hyperdrive just for a little bit, just for this lap, so we can try and catch up, going through the penultimate corners now. we're going to stick on board for the rest of the lap. I'm almost 100% sure I have the pace to catch up, but with one lap to go, it is not looking likely at all. In turn 1, we get a good exit, we get a really good exit. We put DRS, overtake mode, rich mix. Are we close enough? Find out next time. Okay. But right now, this is our only hope, getting a good exit here. We are very, very close to him. And what do? We lose the back end. So that compromises our run since Leclerc has DRS, and we are unable to do anything as we almost hit the back of Leclerc, just to put some salt in the wound as we go through the penultimate 2 corners now. And P3 is the best we can achieve in this Austrian Grand Prix.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Well, what a drive that was to take the win for Ferrari today. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
And there you go, that's the Austrian Grand Prix. We come home in P3 and we start P4.
Now,
Sebastian
let's
Vettel
discuss,
and
Ants,
Leclerc
who
for
would
a
you say is
1-2
contender
for Ferrari.
driver of the day?
I have to say Sebastian
It was a
Vettel
fun
certainly
race.
caught
I
my
enjoyed
eye
it.
in
I
today's
very
race.
much
Incredible
enjoyed it. I
driving.
love
I know that's
delivery.
a lot with the efficient position,
Delivery,
but they deserve
in my
some
opinion,
recognition on a day
looks
where both of these
absolutely
drivers are at the top of their
spectacular.
game.
And
Well, that's an end to another
to be honest, they
fantastic
deserve
weekend of
winning.
racing. Thanks to
In real
everyone who
life,
joined
you know,
us, and
they
we'll
have a
see
great
you
car.
for the
They have
next
2
one.
great drivers. Unfortunately, being a Max fan, you want Max Verstappen to win every single race, but that's not how it's gonna happen. But Red Bulls, they seem to pick up their socks in Hungary, P2, and then P3 the race before that. So who knows? Maybe a P1. See how it goes. 3-2-1. But yeah, here are the highlights of the race. I finished talking. I finished showing you the race, and thank you for watching. And suggest in the comments what you want to see next, because I'm just really putting Grand Prix modes. If you want to see more content, let me know. League racing has started yesterday. As I'm recording this was Sunday. League racing started then. I didn't record it because I know how multiplayer issues are a big factor in this game. Unfortunately, online communicating with servers is a glitch, meaning that there's a lot of stutters, a lot of bugs, and I'm afraid that live streaming it will only enhance that effect and ruin my chances of winning even more. So until I am 100% sure that those glitches aren't a thing anymore, or I know when I'm not going to win the championship, essentially, I will start streaming. So that could be next week, that could be the week after, depending on whenever Codemasters fixes their bugs. So yeah, that's been everything for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.